So you remember when Jesus said, go into all the world and preach. Go into all the world, tell everybody about me, about what I said, about what I want them to do, about what I've done, all those things. How well do you do with that command? Do you even think of it as a command, or is that one of those like bonus Christian things? You know, there's the things you have to do, and then there's whatever your list is of those things that are optional, that are just what the really exceptional Christians or only the people who are gifted to do it. You know, that's just a command that Jesus gave to his people to go, to impact the world, to spread his message. It seems to me that maybe one of our biggest problems when it comes to personal evangelism and sharing the word about Jesus is it's all about our motivation. We just lose the motivation, or we get confused about what our motivation is supposed to be, and so we do a poor job. It's kind of like anything, you know. I mean, you start a diet or you start working out, and after a few weeks, you aren't as motivated. You know, you'd rather just eat whatever and do whatever, and so you forget about the whole thing. So when it comes to those of us who are disciples of Jesus Christ, sharing his message with people who are not, what should be our motivation? I'm going to give you 3 things that I think should motivate us in our personal evangelism. One is the authority of Jesus. The fact that he is the King of Kings, of heaven and of earth and of everybody and everything. His authority should motivate us because he said go. So if he said go, I should just want to do it because he said to. That should be enough right there. And I'll say this too, it's not just like, oh, Jesus, I'm scared of you, your authority, I'm going to go do it. It's not just that, although we should have that sense of respect and reverence toward him. But also, if I really believe that he is the king and he's conquered all, then what he said in Matthew chapter 28 and in verse 20, after he gave the Great Commission and he sent his disciples out into the world, he says to them, all authority has been given to me. And then at the end of that, he says in verse 20, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. So his authority is not only something I say, whew, I got to make sure to obey that. It also gives me courage to think, hey, if the King of Kings is with me, who can I fear? So that's one motivation that we have is authority. A second one, I think, is gratitude. In Mark chapter 5, there was a man who was possessed by demons, and Jesus cast the demons out. And then as Jesus was preparing to leave, the man, he came and he said, let me go with you. I want to go with you wherever you go. And Jesus said, no, you need to go to your family and to your friends, to your home, and tell them what great things God has done for you and how he had mercy on you. And that man there in Mark chapter 5 and in verses 19 and 20, it says that he did it. What that shows me is if I really appreciate what Jesus has done in my life, then I'm just automatically going to go and share that message with other people. So maybe for you to become more evangelistic, not only do you need to respect Jesus' authority more, but you need to be more grateful for what he's done. You need to think about the great blessings he's brought in your life and how good he's been to you, his power and how it's changed your life and how he's had mercy on you. Then a third thing I think that may be a little bit more negative, but another motivation we should have in evangelism is Judgment Day. In Mark chapter 16, whenever Jesus said, you need to go into all the world and preach the gospel, baptizing people, and the person who believes and is baptized will be saved. But the person who doesn't believe is condemned. People have to believe. They have to be baptized into Jesus if they're going to be saved. And how will they believe if they never hear? And how will they hear if no one ever goes to tell them the message? When you look around your world, the people around you are going to face judgment before Jesus one day. What are you doing to help them be prepared? So those are the 3 motivations that we need to think about. The authority of Jesus, gratitude for what he's done for us, and Judgment Day. What holds you back from evangelizing? Comment in the section below and tell us what it is that slows you down or prevents you from following up and doing what Jesus has told you to do. What is it that keeps you from doing what you need to do in personal evangelism so that you can keep reaching upward together toward heaven?